Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this session. And this is Sohan Notial, Dr. Sohan Notial. I'm associated with T Allied Systems, that is Technology Allied Systems, AI powered data science and digital IT consulting and services. So today, in continuation with earlier session, today I will be talking about we visualize the iterative centric approach of project management, managing AI as a circular or wheel shaped process. The process consists of six phases. Phase one, business understanding. Then, as part of phase two, data understanding. Then, as part of phase three, data preparation. Phase four, model development. And phase five, evaluation. And phase six, operationalization. So, I would be going in detail about these phases one by one. To start off, as part of the phase one, business understanding. Here main thing is that understanding of business is no the requirement is the return of investment. What is that return of investment? Key ways of measuring success is one of the thing is financial savings. Example, how much money a project will generate or save. Then comes the time saving. Example, reducing hours a team needs to spend on repetitive task or reducing the errors in a previously manual process. Then comes resource savings. Example, lowering operational cost, or cutting down on the manual process. So these are the things that no a business how exactly in these areas like financial saving, time saving, and resource savings are being done in the project. The key is to figure out what a positive returns measures for your specific organization and your specific projects. Then comes as AI project can move forward if three feasibility factors align: go or no go. Foundation boxes should be checked out. uh, Indoor to have success in the project, one should have stakeholders buy-in. That's first thing. Budget is there. Then clear understanding of problem AI can solve. As part of the business feasibility, it is there any clear problem and definition? Is the problem statement is clearly defined? Is the organization willing to invest in change? Is there sufficient return of investment or impact? Then comes the data feasibility. How does the data measures what you care about? Is there enough data to train system, and is it accessible? Is the data sufficient quality? Then comes implementation, because ultimately once you have the data, the feasibility done, the implementation part, do you have the required technology and skills? Can you execute the model in a timely manner? Can the model operate where you plan to use it? The goal is to answer all these key questions of feasibility and ensure that we have many green lights as possible. So, as part of this is as part of the go or no go situation for the no project, whether we want to intervene, have AI intervention or not. The first phase is all about clarifying the business problem and the feasibility of solving it with AI. Consider pausing or choosing a different approach if you can define a clear problem that AI can adequately solve. You won't get enough value out of it. The organization and just isn't ready to adapt a solution. The proof of concept versus the pilot. A common pitfall is when teams spend a lot of time on proof of concept or prototypes that never quite graduate to real world deployment. AI tools are often a lot of fun to play with, and you can see to get a lot done with very little effort. So you can get a lot of output with little done. So that's the thing, right? That's the ultimate aim, to go with AI solution. However, translating those small wins into something that delivers real value can be real challenge. So there are challenges in getting the things done because uh, things has to be completed in short span of time as expected in normal way. Additional questions: what problem are we solving? So these are the questions which we have to keep in mind while doing the business study. Is AI or cognitive technology the right solution? Which part require AI? Okay. What AI patterns will be used? Because there are some seven AI patterns. How will we measure success? Financially savings, time saving, compliance, and user satisfaction. What are the project requirements? What does consideration exist? What other considerations exist? And what skill or resource are needed? So these are the typical questions which is required to be answered. Then, in addition to the seven patterns and AI go no go and go decisions, no go decisions, we need to address the core questions in this first phase. What problem are we solving? Is AI cognitive technology the right solution? Which part requires AI? What AI patterns will be used? How will we measure success? Financial savings, time savings, compliance, user satisfaction. What are the problem? What are the project requirement? What other consideration exist? What skills or resources are needed? Having said that, now moving on to phase two, that is data understanding. Explore how inventory access and plan to data you need to power your AI solutions. One of the biggest pitfall we see is that teams either don't have the data they need, or they don't know what data they need in the first place. So because so basically, know what data needed and what is that data needed at the first place. So that's the gap. That's why phase two focuses on pinpointing exactly which data matters and where you have enough of it, both quality and quantity. Quantity and quality. If project no, professional project management managing AI phase one task, why we need AI to solve the problem? That's the first question comes. Why we need AI to solve the problem? Phase two ask what data is needed to support those AI business requirements. Figuring out the type, quantity, and quality of data required for an AI solution. Ensure you are on the solid ground as you move on to preparing and modeling the data. The goal of professional project management managing AI phase one is to get answers to these questions from key stakeholders so we can move forward with consideration to the next phase of PPMAI. PPMAI. Remember, not every part of your project will require AI, and not every project should be solved with AI. And if AI is not good solution to a well-defined problem, you should probably not continue with the project until something better suited in determined is determined. It's much better to find out early if something isn't feasible than to push forward anyway and discover it a month later. And that's the whole reason PPM AI phase one exists to validate the business case and set realistic expectations. By doing that, you are ensuring the rest of your AI journey has a best chance for success. DIKUW pyramid. This DIKUW pyramid to understand where AI can and cannot add value. As part of this, uh, D stands for data. Our primary need here are storing and processing data. Then comes information. I stands for information. We apply analytics and reporting solutions. So in data, we get the raw data and information we do for analytics. We use analytics. Then knowledge, that's where the AI comes into picture. And at K level, machine learning enters the picture. The K level gives us the power to spot pattern in the data, such as conversational pattern or recognition pattern. Then you at U level, that is understanding. We need reasoning to understand why something is happening. Wisdom, we determined when and why a certain thing should be done. Once you hit the knowledge level and want to detect the pattern or make a prediction, and that's where AI or machine learning can be really shine. So that's the area where we start thinking about where AI to be used. Then the characteristic of big data is often described by ways of big data. In that we have volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. As part of volume, how much data to be needed, and we dealing with the massive amount of data that make a traditional processing method difficult to manage. Then velocity perspective, if your data constantly change, is your data constantly changing, does your AI system need to deal with real time changing data, like social media feeds or sensor data from machineries. Variety, as part of this, data can come in variety of forms such as image, text, documents, then text documents or audio recording, and sensor data, each requiring different handling. Then veracity addresses the data inconsistencies, missing the values, or issue of poor data quality. And the type of data what we get, typically structured data or unstructured data. As part of the structured data can be displayed in rows, columns, and relational databases, which are numbers, dates, and strings. Estimated 20% of enterprise data, the source as per the Gartner, uh, requires less storage. This no, structured data requires easier to manage and protect with legal solutions. As part of this, unstructured data cannot be displayed in rows, columns, and relational databases. Image, audio, video, word processing files, emails, and spreadsheets. Estimated around 80% of enterprise data, that is source Gartner, requires more storage, more difficult to manage and protect with legal solution. The majority of data is most organization is unstructured. For example, it's in email, PDF format, or images, social media posts. Structured data is much easier to query and manipulate, but there's a lot more of unstructured types around. We need ways to get value from the unstructured data, uh, just like we do from structured data. That's where machine learning can shine, and because it's specifically designed to interpret and learn from these unstructured sources. As we focus on project management, professional project management, managing AI phase two, here are some key questions to ask. What data do we need to meet our objectives? Identify exactly the type of data you need to address the business problem defined in phase one. How much data do we have, and is it of sufficient quality? More data isn't always better, it's full of errors or bias. You need to clean and representative data sets. What is internal and external data are required? What additional data do we need to enhance our current data set? What are the ongoing requirements for data gathering and um, preparation and data gathering and preparation? If your data changes frequently, you need to plan for continuous collection and updating. What technology is needed for data manipulation and transformation? Think about the data pipelines, exact transform, load, ETL process, and labeling works. Are there any special consideration for unstructured data, text, documents, images, and audio might need unique handling or specialized machine learning models? Pitfalls that you should address in phase two: data redundancy or gaps. You might have multiple copies of the same data or entire category of data that are missing. Poor quality or noisy data, old records, inconsistent labels, or incomplete fields can undermine your AI system accuracy. Unsupported format, trying to handle a key of data, you current tools, your current tools or team skill sets it can process effectively. Unclear permission or ownership of data. Issue can arise if you don't have the right to use or access required data. So that's important because you should have relevant access to the data. Then comes as part of phase three, data preparation and the real work begins here. So this is what I thought of discussing till now, and going forward, I will be discussing more detail in next phase. Thank you. Thanks for your time.